Hey and welcome back to Atelier RGS. I'm Rob Smith and this time we're back on the Morini, and this time I'm determined to finish stripping the frame down so I can paint it. I've said that about 3 times and got distracted, but hopefully this time it won't happen. Okay, what's the plan? So what I've got left on here is really just, I'm going to get all the electrics out. I'm going to try and take it out in as much of one sort of connected mess as possible. So disconnect and remove, well, not disconnect, just remove the fuse box, take all the cables out, label everything obviously. It shouldn't be too hard because it's mostly either going up to the front or to a few lights at the back, and then there's some connectors to the engine, so hopefully not too complicated. Obviously I've got to take the rear mudguard off, the lights, I want to get the swinging arm out, basically everything that bolts to the frame I want to take it out. And the reason for doing that is, although the frame's in pretty good condition, there are lots of bits of surface rust pretty much everywhere, and I want to get ahead of that before it starts becoming a problem. So strip it all down, sand and prime it, and then spray it. I'll probably use a 2-pack paint, which is what I used on the tank many years ago, and it still looks pretty good. So the only thing I've got to figure out is how to get this bit out, because I don't think I've got the steering lock, and if that's what's holding it in, that might be staying there. Other than that, it looks relatively simple, but I've said that before. Let's crack on. Slight problem here that the centre stand bolt seems to be seized in a sleeve. Probably can't see it very well, but that's where it is. Probably a good job it was seized because the actual bolt, the nut holding it in, was missing. So I'm going to try and heat up the sleeve area, see if that'll break it loose without setting fire to the stand. Make sure that's not rubber feet I've just set fire to. And it was once upon a time. Trying to add some shock into this nut and bolt rather, so that I can maybe move it. I think what I'll do is I'll leave that until I've got everything else off, and then I can flip the bike upside down and get at it a bit easier. Kicking the can down the road like a titan there. Having given up on the centre stand, we'll get back to stripping out the electrics, I think. Remind me, I put the bike keys in my pocket. So, what I'm going to do now, I've got the cable stripped mostly from the, well, completely from the rear of the bike as far as the level of the fuse box, which is here. I'm going to try and do the same from the front now, so that essentially the fuse box will be the last thing that comes out with all the gubbins attached. That's the theory anyhow. So one thing to remember, blue is earth, or negative on this screen. Right, next bit is this connector block here. I'm not really sure what that is. Looks like it unscrews. I can look it up afterwards. I want to clean off the cables, all the wires that are on the bike, because they are kind of filthy, and it will make identifying what they do somewhat easier, I hope. Can't see if there's a nut on this or not. No, no round. Okay, I had a slight challenge with removing the right hand coil because the HT lead goes through the frame and I can't get the spark lead through. So it appears though, luckily, that it just screws in. So that was relatively easily once I'd figured that out. And then I dropped the coil, so. Pretty sure these coils are interchangeable, but so that's the brake cables. See, that was a mod some time ago and can be done better. Bit of chocolate block. Wasn't me, I promise. Actually paid someone to do that. Quite a neat feature on the frame here, there were cables going behind this welded in thin rod. I bet that's going to make it fun to feed them all out, but it's not going to be easy. Might just cut that and then weld it all back together. Last thing. Probably as easy as anything else. One's missing a nut already. Actually behind the fuse. So this rather neat rod cable organizer is also stopping me getting all the cables out. So rather than trying to unplug everything, what I'll do is I'm just going to quickly cut the top of this rod off, bend it out of the way, and then I can reassemble the bike and just quickly zap it back together. I think that'll be much easier. Okay, that's that rod snipped. Just bend it slightly out of the way, or quite a lot out of the way, and hopefully get everything else in. I could have disconnected everything, but frankly it's a lot more work. This way I can keep the loom pretty much together and just throw it back in. Be interesting to know how if they built the looms on the bikes, or if they zapped that little loop in afterwards. If you know, give us a call. Well, that's the loom stripped out. It may look a massive mess, but I think having it out in one piece will allow me to clean it a bit, check it, and hopefully make it easier to put back in. But for now, it goes in the box. Along with the coils and other bits and pieces, which won't close. So that's that. So what's left? It's really the centre stand and full of bracketry down here, which is interesting. See where we are with this and this bar table. I think that's staying on there. I could probably do everything I need to do with it on there, not least cleaning it all up. I will spray some WD-40 in there and have another go at it in a few days, but I really don't think it's going to change anything. I don't think it matters. Doesn't mean I can't sandblast the stand, but I can use wire wheels on it, get another nut to put on the other end, oh, that needs it, and we'll call it good. That can go in the cleaner. I'm trying to get this bottom yoke out. Everything I read, and I can't find much, I'll be honest, kind of indicates that it should just tap out. So I've put the bolt back in the top, use a bit of wood and a hammer. And it did, but the bearings went everywhere. Awesome. It's going to be fun to put back together. Might be worth preemptively ordering a new set. Chances of me finding them all are limited. So what's next for the frame is getting rid of all the rust, sanding it down, primering and painting. Similar for a lot of the bits that came off. A lot of those can go in in the sandblaster to get that done nice and quickly. I'll probably figure out some way of hanging them all up here so I can spray them. Paint's already on order, so that shouldn't take too long. I will have another go at that centre stand, but I don't think it's coming out. It's not the end of the world. I hope you enjoyed this video. It may not have been as exciting as some others, but you know, at least you get an insight of what it's like taking a bike apart. I would avoid dropping the ball bearings everywhere. That's a good little hint there. So thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.